Please stand for the pledges.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Please be seated for a moment of silence. If you would like to change your course selection for next year, the last day to do so is on the last day of school. No changes will be made after this day. Please go to the Counselor tab on the PHS website and fill out the change form. Be sure to stay tuned. ENN is today on Eagle Nation News. It's final season at PHS, and one class's final looked a little different than a multiple choice test. Landry Long looks into the spring fashion show. Benjamin Franklin played a key role in U.S. history, but was he president? Christina Krasnova takes to the hall to ask students how many terms Franklin served. Good morning, Eagle Nation, and thank you for joining us. Today is Friday, May 12th. I'm Grace Escobar.
And I'm Coleman Meyer.
4 days after the Allen Premium Outlets mass shooting, students at 3 Plano ISD high schools used social media to plan a walkout of school in protest of gun violence. An Instagram account dedicated to giving students a voice shared information for the demonstration at Plano West, Plano Senior, and Plano East High School. Preston LeBlanc, a junior at Plano Senior High, said, "This is affecting our lives really hard. We have to fear that this could be a reality that comes to our school." More walkouts across schools in North Texas took place yesterday.
In much more positive news, entrepreneur Elon Musk announced Thursday afternoon that he would be stepping down as the CEO of Twitter. Musk stated in a tweet yesterday that, "I have a new CEO for Twitter. She will be starting in 6 weeks. My role will transition to being executive chair and CTO, overseeing production and software." It's not clear how much control Musk will have over the social media platform after this change in leadership, but it is likely that many of the changes users are hoping to see on the platform with Musk stepping back may not happen for some time, given that Musk did play a role in the hiring process of this new CEO.
It'll be interesting to see if this new CEO decides to make it so you still have to pay for verification.
That would be a good change, but I don't use Twitter myself, Grace, so I'm not worried about that problem. Taylor Swift continues to stay in the limelight. For better or for worse, that's for you to decide. Stay tuned, Talent Talk is next.
At Lily Claire, our style is modern, classic boho. We love vintage. We carry great dresses. We carry a great line of denim. We carry some wonderful graphic tees and band tees. Those are kind of our bread and butter. We also have great sweats, some beautiful custom jewelry, candles, and Buddha Girl bracelets. We just kind of have a little bit of everything. Definitely a special store, and I would love for you to come and take a look and let us share our style with you.
2 stars from Nashville announced the release of new albums. One was expected, and one a little more surprising. Madeline Wentz is here with a song review from the latter in this week's edition of Talent Talk. Madeline?
Thanks, Coleman. Country music star Dolly Parton is taking on rock and roll. She announced Tuesday that her new album, Rockstar, will be released November 17th, and the first single off it, World on Fire, came out today. I gave it a listen, and you can definitely hear Dolly's country roots in her vocals and the instrumentation. There's choral backing, lots of drums, and a riled-up lyrical tone. It's no Led Zeppelin song, but it's catchy enough in my opinion. Also dropping an album is, you guessed it, Taylor Swift. She just can't seem to stay out of the news, can she? A week ago today, Swift announced the release of Speak Now, Taylor's version. The re-recorded album, originally released in 2010, will reach listeners July 7th and features 6 new tracks from the vault. Speak Now isn't the only thing that's got Swift in the headlines this week, however. Just weeks after ending a 6-year relationship with Joe Alwyn, Taylor is reportedly dating the lead singer of the 1975, Matty Healy. Last night, the two were photographed holding hands at an NYC restaurant, adding fuel to the growing fire of fan speculation. Fans who are still mourning over her recent split with Joe Alwyn have mixed opinions on this new relationship. Sources have confirmed that the pair do have feelings for each other, which I'd say is pretty obvious given last night's evidence, but the singers themselves have yet to comment. That's all in entertainment news this week. Back to you at the desk.
Coleman, I am so excited for Speak Now, but I am not excited for this Maddie Healy news.
I don't follow Maddie or Taylor, so I try to keep myself as far away from that Hollywood drama as possible.
You're gonna miss out on July 7th.
I don't think so.
Creativity is always overflowing in the rooms of PHS, and when it comes to fashion design, they showcase their talents with this spring fashion show. Landry Long spotlights this unique project.
It's final season, but for fashion design students, their final is taken on the runway.
So the Spring Fashion Show is a way for our second-year fashion design students to show their talents and what they've learned through the fashion program and making their clothing items or their looks from scratch.
From sequins to feathers, the fashion show gives all students a chance to express themselves, including the designer, model, and audience member.
So the fashion show it's taken us all year to do. We first learned basic skills, just like how to do a zipper, that transformed into sketching and then actually creating the looks for the fashion show.
The Spring Fashion Show gives students real-world fashion design experience to prepare them for their future careers.
In the moment, it was really stressful because we were like telling the models when to go. We did everything ourselves. Like when it came to finding the models, like we set out a table in the cafeteria. We found our own fabrics, our own patterns. But the day after, we were looking at all the pictures and like really like seeing it on the stage, it was like, oh my goodness, we did that. Like it was really surreal.
This year, the fashion show had all hands on deck, having over 60 models and 15 designers with 4 completely different designs.
There were a lot of different models of different races, different sizes. Like it was a very diverse cast. So it's really taught me how to like problem solve and just figure out like whenever things don't go right, how to fix it. Like in the class we talked about going rogue. Whenever like we didn't know what we were doing, it was just like, we'll just make it up and kind of figure it out.
From the opening of the curtain to the final bow, the student-run fashion show gives a spotlight to creativity and perseverance. Reporting for Eagle Nation News, I'm Landry Long.
If you're interested in seeing more behind-the-scenes photos and following next year's fashion show, check out the class's Instagram at ProsperHSFashion.
The track team is in Austin to compete at the state championship. Stay tuned, game time is next.
Here we go.
Spring playoff season is in full swing for Prosper. Bradson Swick is in studio with this week's Game Time.
Thanks, Grace. Last weekend, the Prosper baseball team season sadly came to an end in the playoffs. It was a very close game, but they were not able to pull out a win, falling short 8-9 and 1-2 against Flower Mound. Congratulations to the Eagles for their amazing season. Moving from the field to the track, tomorrow the Prosper track and field team will compete in the UIL 6A State Championship, with 6 events qualifying from regionals for the meet. Good luck to those competing. That's all for Prosper Sports this week. Back to you, Grayson Coleman.
As the school year is wrapping up, our brains are getting a little bit foggy. Christina Krasnova took to the hallways to test students on their historical knowledge.
How many terms did Benjamin Franklin serve as president?
You act like I'm supposed to know this.
Just take a guess.
3, 2, 4. He didn't serve any.
6.
2. That's a good question.
Just take a guess.
2 terms. None.
Oh, I don't know anything about that. I've got a pig in competition in the livestock pavilion, and I'm going to win that blue ribbon.
This was before the restriction on presidential terms, so I'm going to go with 3.
Wait, he wasn't a president.
He wasn't a president.
4.
None.
1 term? 1 term?
So actually, he was never president.
Wait, we're...
You said 6?
President Franklin?
No. Each term is 4 years.
Wait, but then
Back then they didn't have terms because they could like.
He didn't have any terms.
Well, yeah, now I know that. Why is he on a Benjamin?
Wait, is
he real?
Yes. Yes.
He's on a dollar bill or $100
Why is he
bill.
on a dollar bill if he's not a
Isn't
president?
it Thomas Franklin?
Who is Thomas Franklin?
You can't even serve 4 terms.
Did I ask?
To be honest, Coleman, I probably wouldn't have gotten that right. I don't know a lot about history or Ben Franklin.
You know, Grace, I thought it was common knowledge that Benjamin Franklin wasn't a president, but clearly some PHS students didn't know that.
Obviously not. That's all we have for you today, Eagle Nation. Once again, I'm Grace Esquivel.
And I'm Coleman Meyer. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Have a great day, and go Eagles.